Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Julie.
Look who's here, everyone. We'll just wait a little bit for everyone to come on in, and we'll get started very soon. Hi, everyone. Hi, Terry Thompson. We'll just wait a little bit for everyone to come in. Thanks so much for joining us here on Facebook and on various YouTube channels as well. Thanks so much, everyone. If you haven't clicked the subscribe button, it's a good idea to do so. And thank you so much for doing that. I know we're watching from my own YouTube channel. I think Chris Johnson, Listra T, Bruce Gerstein, and a few other channels, Sherry Durstaway. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. Please share this out. It's a pretty good conversation we're going to have today. And we're going to get started very soon. Today is November 1st, 2022. Oh my gosh, we are going toward the end of 2022. I mean 2022, I didn't mean 2020. I'm going back in time. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us today. Michael and I usually just sit down and just have a good conversation together. And thank you so much, Michael, for joining me today. We always talk about Unpassive, and we are letting you into our conversation. This is our second time doing this together. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining me on Facebook, on YouTube. And yeah, we'll get started very soon, just probably another minute or so. You can watch it on Facebook. Also, we have YouTube as well. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. How excited we are where we are in our lives today and every single day. So let's get started. Michael, would you please go ahead and say hello to everyone, Michael?
Sure. Well, hello, everyone from around the globe. What an exciting day it is. Today is a great day to be in the land of the living. It's a great day to be alive indeed. You know, we know tomorrow is not promised, so we always want to live in the moment. So I'm excited, Julie. I'm excited for where we are today. I'm excited for waking up this morning. I'm excited to be here with you. I'm excited to be able to, just have a conversation about our great company Unpassive and just share that conversation with the rest of the world. Because again, it's exciting times.
Absolutely. It is a very exciting time. I kind of pick up a topic today, having a conversation the other day, and I said, we should talk about that Unpassive does it right. Unpassive does it right, to me, is from the very beginning. I would say from conception to birth and into adulthood as well. So let's start from the core. Let's start from conception. Why does Unpassive do? Why does Mr. Mufara, his family, and the people decided to be part of Unpassive? So let's get started from there, Michael. Your thought on that?
Sure. Well, we know, Julie, that so many people from all walks of life are just trying to make it in life, whether they go to school, get a good education, get a job, whatever the case is, people need to make a living, and so they've tried a lot of offline businesses that didn't work, and they decided to come on the internet trying to find something. And everywhere they look, everywhere they turn, it's just failure after failure. Why? Because it's, business itself has not been done right. It's not been done for the people. It's always about the chosen few, and they're the ones who reap the rewards, no matter how hard you try, no matter how educated you are. Like, none of that stuff matters. Doesn't matter your culture, your background. It just doesn't matter. So many people have been struggling. So, Mr. Mufara decided, you know what? Enough is enough, right? Because it is possible. It is possible to do a business the right way, meaning ethical, meaning having to focus more on the customers right? As opposed to on the company itself, having to focus on creating value instead of, it's about me, how much money can I make as a corporation, and who cares who we step on along the way. So, we've coined the phrase, the correction of the corruption. And that's what Mr. Mufara and On Passive is looking to do. Just do things the right way, because it is possible to do it the right way and still succeed. Okay, it doesn't have to be, the constant lying, cheating, steal. It doesn't have to be that way. You can put together something that is ethical, something that is, that can benefit so many, not just a few. And here we are today with On Passive about to give birth.
Absolutely. We have been really focusing on, and Mr. Mufara, and that's one of the reasons why I think we picked this background, Live on Purpose, is he has his why, he has his purpose. And I love the fact that every time he comes on and he said, hello, my name is Ash Mufara and I am your friend. And that's, we get closer to the childbirth stage, which is coming up this, very close. He said, hello, my name is Ash Mufara and I am here to change your life forever. And I think that's just really beautiful. He has his why, he has his focus of going. And it started with, at the very beginning, assembling the team of people behind the brand of On Passive. And I remember one day he said, finally, right, I have the right people to carry out this mission, this purpose. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because that is so important. You have to surround yourself with the right people. This is not a one man or a one woman show. It just can't be done by one person. So if you don't have the proper team around you, you're going to fail. Right. And so the company is not trying to be like other companies. You take a look at the successful ones, right? And you take out some of the good qualities, because we're not saying all companies are bad, right? And we're not saying every company, everything about them is bad. That's not what we're saying, right? But we do know that if you can look at successful companies, just like we as individuals can look at successful people and pull out the good characteristics out of them, right? And try to emulate that, nothing but good can come from that. And so that's what Mr. Mufara has done. Right. And like I said, it's just exciting times, Julie.
It is very exciting. Last week, we get to meet some of our best people behind the scene. And it's actually the cherry on top for all of us as founders, because along the way that we are following him in the past 4 years is when you started. And for me, almost 4 years. Everything that he does is aligned and focused on his mission, on his goal. And last week, he opened the curtain for us to meet some of the best people behind the scene, which to me, it's like the cherry on top.
Yes, I mean, to see these wonderful individuals, our chief marketing officer, we already know about her. Or chief operating officer. Again, it just doesn't get any better, Julie. We're always doing things in such a big way. It's always first class, right? There's a difference when you're on a plane and traveling in first class versus in economy, right? There's a difference, right? Now, of course, it comes at a price. And this is no different. If you want quality people, it comes at a price. And On Passive is sparing no expense. Pay the people, and I believe that they're going to give you the best of themselves. They're going to be there for you day in, day out, and always trying to exceed what was done the day before, and that's what we have. We've seen the quality of the individuals. We've seen their credentials, nothing but the best, Julie. And so again, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again, exciting times, right? Because this is just great. It really is.
It is exciting time. To me as a mom, I felt that, in the past 4 years, all of us, Mr. Mufara, his family, the tech team, and then the founders around the world truly was nurturing this baby, or we call it the baby on passive, or the super unicorn, or the chubby unicorn, as many of us say, we truly nurture it in a way where we continue to communicate the positive message, the positive, and also not only the positive message of what we're doing, also the values around on passive, or the values on this baby about to deliver some of the best product is going to deliver to the world. And I know there's many of us who's currently watching this. You know how to get to our website, which is www.unpassive.com. And Michael, let's talk about our website really quick, because it's really, truly carries so much values. Not only that, the information it's on there, the product that are on there, and also the way how it's being built, the automation part of it. It was just the best of the best in the world. And I believe we are at, right now, looking at our website, www.unpassive.com right now, it's never been done before. And the message, the products, I love for us to discuss about that really quick.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, if you don't have quality products, forget about it, right? I mean, what difference are you going to be making in the marketplace? And that we certainly have. Just the website alone, to see a different website. Anyone's been paying attention, right? Especially if they're not in on passive, but they've been paying attention, because I know some are, and they can see those changes, right? How many times you go to a website and it's the same thing over and over again, it's the same thing, right? Yet in on passive, it's different. You're seeing a different site, on a regular basis, and eventually, on a daily basis. So, again, everything about on passive is top notch, right? Our products, then, the features that they will have, coming out with products that, yes, some of them are in the marketplace already, but if we can give you something that has more value over the current market value of what's out there, because there's a lot of products that people are not happy with, right? There are a lot of companies that people are not happy with. And if they had an alternative, they would look elsewhere, right? But unfortunately for some, they kind of stuck where they are. But hold on, because on passive is coming. On passive will make a difference. It will give them something that they will be able to appreciate, and they will actually nurture themselves, because it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense what we have here in on passive. People are looking for something different. People are looking for something that is clean, right? People are looking for something, that it doesn't matter if you're 12 years old. You can look at the information, you can receive the content, you can use some of the tools and products that we're going to have, because it is user-friendly, kid-friendly, all of that, Julie. We want a family-oriented business. That's what we want, right? I have children of my own, and so, myself and my wife, we do the best that we possibly can to ensure that everything in their lives, is the best, right? And so our business is no different, starting with the purpose, the vision, everything, right? Again, the background, live on purpose. Too many people go through their life and, without any purpose at all, but when you have something that you believe in, right? And you strongly, you have strong feelings about it, you can't help, Julie, but be excited, right? And so that's what we have with all of our products. Then people can, go to the site and they can review all that for themselves. But I'm telling you, when the market get a hold of this, there's going to be an earthquake, right? It is going to erupt, right? Just like a volcano, it's going to just explode, right? Because people are, looking for what we have, Julie. On passive, it really is for everyone, everywhere. So I just can't wait for people to get a hold of what we have for themselves.
Yes. Also, as a businesswoman and having, friends that are own businesses, and I believe I had a conversation with someone yesterday that were mentioning about a lot of companies right now are scrambling around looking for a place where all the products that they are, all the platform, all the apps, all the things that helping them to run their business right now, it's everywhere around the world. They have to go to many companies to be able to use those products, those software. in order for them to run their business, in order for their business to function 100%. Now, there's nothing out there in the world right now, except OnPassive is about to launch with every product that can help business owner to run their business 100%. Not only that 100%, but automatically done 100%. And I think that is one of the biggest values that OnPassive is offering to the world, because business owners right now are actually suffering. Business are not going well. Many businesses are suffering. Companies are about to shut down because they don't have the tools and the services can help them to run their business. Am I correct?
Well, most businesses are concerned about their bottom line, right? Again, it's about money, right? What are my costs, right? How much money am I spending to run this business? Because if my cost is more than what the revenue that's coming in, I'm going to be out of business really, really quick. So if we can help companies, businesses, even individuals, if we can help them in whatever business they have, just to save some money, Julie, to minimize that cost, right? Be able to provide products and tools under one roof. So they don't have to go here, there, and everywhere, right? We had to go get our products from this company and that company. And so we had multiple companies that were using products from, right? And then we had to go find the traffic from multiple places, and some of the tools, again, multiple places. You want a bulk mailer, that's another company over there. You want to have capture pages, another company, autoresponder, all these different things. You're all over the place. But if you can have everything under one stop, right? One umbrella. You just log in, single sign on for everything that you need, right? It's going to make a huge difference, because there's the money aspect and then there's the time aspect, right? What's the point in making all this money if you're spending all your time doing that? Where is the fun in that? When do you get to enjoy life? When do you get to enjoy your family, right? So people are looking for time freedom as well. Yes, there's some folks who do have money already, Julie. Even in OnPassive right now, there's some folks, they have the money, but they spend all of their time making that money though. And so OnPassive, for those individuals, is going to provide them with time freedom, right? And there's a lot of people out there as well looking for the same. You have people making 6-7 figure income, but they have no time, right? Guess what? OnPassive can trim off some of the things that they're doing. It can help them save some money, right? And also put money back into their pockets that they can use to infuse in their own business, right? It's just a complete win-win for so many worldwide, And so when OnPassive comes, yes, it's going to definitely uplift humanity, because that's a focal point for the company, right? The company is focused on humanity as opposed to focusing on its own bottom line. So we're going to make a difference in a huge way in so many people's lives. And again, I just look forward to that, Julie. This is, say it again, exciting times.
I know. And you literally took the words out of my mouth, literally. Is that I love the fact that OnPassive is focusing on lifting humanity. Not only just lifting humanity, giving people, human being, quality of lives. One of my brother's neighbor has been working for 60 years, 62 years. And I came and visited my brother yesterday, or the day before yesterday, and he said, my neighbor just passed away. He was getting in the shower, preparing to go to his retirement party, and he had a heart attack and passed away. Why would anyone want to do that for 60 years? Even if we don't want to do it, that's life leading us through. Now OnPassive is creating just so that we are focusing right around lifting up humanity and give people the quality of life that we all deserve. And I think that's just really beautiful. And that's one of the things that, one of the purpose that Mr. Mufara is creating this is to provide that quality of life, focusing on humanity, lifting up humanity, and not only that, benefit to all.
Of course, right? Because that's important, Julie. You touched on it. I mean, to be working for 60, 62 years, that's a lot, right? It's just not necessary. It really isn't, right? Not when there's so much, right? There's abundance, right? There's abundance in our world, and yet that abundance is really gobbled up by a handful of people, right? So if we can have a paradigm shift, right? If we can change things, mix it up a little bit, right? Redistribute wealth, right? There's so much that we can do where it doesn't have to be in the hands of a few. It's just not necessary. And those, the few that I'm talking about, it doesn't mean they're giving up everything, Julie, right? It doesn't mean that, right? If you're worth $200 billion, are you telling me that you couldn't live the same lifestyle on 100 billion? If you're worth 5 billion, you tell me you can live the same lifestyle with 2.5 billion? You know what I mean? And so on down the line, right? If you're worth $1 million, you tell me you can have the same lifestyle, by living on 800,000 as opposed to, you know what I mean? So there's a lot that people can do as far as helping. But the good thing is that OnPassive is designed to do just that. It is designed to help every single person. Doesn't matter what country you're in, doesn't matter what your current financial state is. It's designed to help uplift that state. It's designed to give you a better way of life. And how do you do that? By creating products that the market so need. It's all about supply and demand, right? If there's a demand for what you have, all you gotta do is supply it, right? And there's a demand for what OnPassive has, because even if you wouldn't have the automation, even if you pull the automation out of it, right? Just based on the value of these products that we have, that alone can help someone become wealthy in a short period of time. We're not talking about 60 years, right? 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, right? It depends. But the point is, it will not take you all your life. And that's what people are looking for, a real winner. And that's what we have in OnPassive, a real winner.
Absolutely. And I also love the fact that OnPassive is creating an equal opportunity to everyone, right? Mm-hmm. At the very beginning, he's offering the founder positions to everyone. Everyone entering, everyone has the same opportunity to be a founder of OnPassive, or you call it the early birds, you call it that opportunity. And he kept it. He kept it for over 4 years for everyone to be part of it. Now, the founder position is permanently closed, but there are still people that could want to be part of OnPassive. You could be a customer. You could be a reseller. Everybody, I just love that part, Michael, because that's the only place that I see is in OnPassive. I don't see any other place in the world right now giving people the equal opportunity. Thoughts?
I've given up on everything else. I've just given up on everything else. Because for me, I enjoy working with people, right? I don't want to just be on a computer and that's it. It's just me and the computer and never interact with anyone. I don't really like that. Yes, I can do that. I've done it, but that's not my preference. My preference would be to interact with people in such a way that I'm going to have an impact on their lives, right? Just the fact that we're having the communication, having discussions, just that alone, if we can share advice, share ideas, and of course, share ways and means, of how people can enhance their lifestyle, right? And so because of that now, OnPassive is the perfect fit. It really is. It is something where whether people can market, whether they can sell, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because we can design software, we can create technology to do that heavy lifting, right? There's a lot of automation going around. I remember, you driving a car, it wasn't always automated, right? It used to be manual, then it became semi-automatic, right? So things evolve, things do change. But if you automate things, it makes it so much easier for the user, right? And that's what you want to do, right? Remember TV, you have to get up and go change the channel, right? Now we all got lazy because we have a remote control, right? For those who still watch TV, right? But the point is that, things need to change. They have to change, right? And the only way for people to survive, for people to achieve, for people to succeed is to have technology that's going to assist them, right? Something as simple as a calculator. Before you have to get a pen and paper and, crunch all your numbers. Now you you have the answer, right? It's the ability to help others. And so on Passive has designed a business whereby the business itself is helping the people. The business itself don't necessarily need the people, such as founders. There's not a need, right? But if you really want to help people, why not give them the opportunity to come along for that journey? And that's exactly what Mr. Ashmafari has done. That's exactly what he has done. He's given us the opportunity to come along, because he could have said, you know what? Let me just stay in my basement and stay in my closet and just build this thing. And when I'm ready, I'll open the doors and then let people in. He says, no, I don't have to do it that way. Why not bring some folks? We're looking for some quality people to come along, right? And that's exactly what has happened for the past 4 years. Those people, such as myself, such as yourself, Julie, were given the opportunity to come in. And if we so choose, again, not forcing anyone to do it, but if we so choose, we could have invited others to come along for the journey, right? And I know people are crying, Julie. They are literally crying because they can't get in at this point. It's a done deal, right? But you know what? There's still hope for them, like you said. There's still hope, okay? Down the road, once the product's out there in the marketplace, they'll be able to come in as a customer and utilize these products, because again, these products will help them. Okay, it's not just, well, let me just get in. No. We actually have products that's going to make your life better. It's going to make your life easier, right? So we have that. And then for those who are also looking for a way to generate income, that is there as well, right? So it doesn't matter what they're looking for, Julie. Over 5 billion people on this planet are on the internet, and we will have something for every single one of them. Whether they choose to come in or not, that's their prerogative. But at the end of the day, we're going to make it available. We're going to make it available. So, wow, kudos to Mr. Ash Mufara.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kudos to Mr. Mufara, his team, his family, and everyone. I call great men and women behind the On Passive brand. I want to also bring up the point where, On Passive is focusing on the quality, the values, instead of the number. However, we haven't even launched to the world, but we already have over 1 million. I would say at this point, paid customer, subscriber, that's saying, I am waiting for you to launch your products and I'll be the first customer. What's your thought on that? I'm actually so excited about that's coming up.
Well, that is genius, right? That is just pure genius. Like, why wait until everything's done, everything is ready? Now I come to the market, now open the door. Let's see if anybody wants my product, right? And then you find out after all this work, nobody wants them, or very few, right? In our case, we already know that there's 1 million plus waiting in line to make a purchase. We already know that. That's a good thing, right? From a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, that is a good thing. That's going to give you a solid foundation to build upon, right? So we know that doing it this way is the right way, Julie. It just makes sense. If I was to go start a business tomorrow, right, it's not On Passive, it's exactly how I go about doing it, right? And for those who want to complain and all of that stuff, it's been 1 year, 2 years, okay, here we are today, 4 years later, and we're still strong. We're still strong. We have the World Cup coming up. Massive event, right? November 20th kicks off. Okay, that's what, 19 days from now, right? Things are going to get so much better in On Passive. It's just unbelievable, right? It's been said that there won't be a seatbelt, big enough, strong enough, that's going to be able to secure you because of how things are going to erupt in On Passive. So just get ready, world. We are coming. We are coming.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the World Cup, right? So Bein Sport is a global network that live stream all the major sport, like we're sport in the world.
Mhm.
And they're partnering with On Passive. And On Passive hasn't launched to the world. That sounds that has to, if no one actually get this, Michael, I don't know what else we should do. Being Sport partnering with On Passive, which On Passive hasn't even launched to the world. That must have said something.
But absolutely, again, it started from, Burj Khalifa. It started from Dubai, back in March of this year, right? And so, we announced ourselves to the world in a massive way, right? And then here we go again, right? To just add some more cherry on top, right? By being in partnership with Being Sports. So, again, everything in On Passive is top notch. It is the best of the best. Okay, it's the only way to go. It's flying high instead of flying low, right? So it's going to be incredible. It's a movement, right? It's a movement. Yes, it's a business, but it really is a movement. Okay, and it's not a feely type of thing. No, it just so happens that we're building this. We're putting this out there with a heart. We're putting this out there because we care about people. It's not just about numbers, as you said earlier. It's not just, well, okay, let me just get 10 and 20 and, no, right? Let's make it open so that those who see the value, those who understand our vision, our mission, what we're trying to accomplish, if they see it and they get it, sure, come along for the ride. Come along with us because we're going somewhere. And we're going somewhere where most have never been before. Because although we say it's not about numbers, On Passive going to set some massive records. There's no doubt about that, right? And people will see for themselves, right? They will see for themselves because it's going to happen real quick, right? But yeah, the World Cup, come on, right? And like you said, we haven't launched yet, but yet you're putting yourself out there like that, right? It costs money, Julie. It costs money, right? To do this. So you're going to spend a lot of money. Why? Okay, but branding is so important when it comes to marketing and advertising, right? Right. You want people to know your brand. No one has to second guess anything to do with Nike, right? People know Nike, right? So there are certain brands that you say that brand and and people are thinking quality and all this stuff. They're not thinking, oh, that's garbage product. No, okay. So On Passive is setting that tone, right? Whereby we're starting from up here, we're not going to be down here and try to work our way up. No. We're already at the top, right? And we can't go down. If we're starting right here, Julie, where are we going to go? Even further up. That's what we continue to create new tops, right? This is just incredible. It's the best place to be. It's the only business that people really need, right? If they're looking to make a difference in their financial future. This is what they need. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, the really amazing. I know you're really big in numbers. Like you're not big in number, but you're the number guy, how I call you, right? So I was just looking it up the other day, and in the US only, Bean Sport has about 14.8 million subscriber. To my humble person, I see that all the subscribers for sport, and now it's global sport. They are business people. They have deep pocket. That's kind of like their leisure time. But On Passive the other day has also, Mr. Mufara has mentioned about Play, the gaming industry. It's not gambling, but it's a gaming industry. Talk to us about numbers of people. I imagine there would be so many people just coming into On Passive because of the quality of the products, the people. We attract so many people.
There's so many reasons. And this is the beauty about On Passive. There's so many reasons for people to get in, right? They may not come in for Old Academy. They may not come in for Old Connect. You know what I mean? They may not come in for Old Trim, Old Style. There's going to be something there though, right? They'll come in for Old Play, right? But regardless of how they come in, they're going to have access to everything that On Passive has to offer, right? And so when they see, they will sell themselves as to why they should purchase this or purchase that. We don't need to be sellers. You just want to connect with people, get them in. Like I said, people are looking for a safe environment, right, to operate, right? On passive is a safe place. On passive is a secure place, right? And so when you have all these different opportunities, right, different options for people, you can't help but win, Julie. We don't need to dominate any one particular sector. It doesn't mean that we won't, but we don't need to, though, because you have so many, right, at your disposal, right? So if you get 5% from this industry, another 5% from that, you understand? And you just keep going down the line, the value is just incredible, right? And it's not just, well, let's make everything expensive. No, you can create value, you can provide value without it being expensive, right? Okay, so I got a Coach purse for I don't even know what they go for because I don't own one, right? $25,000 or something like that, right? Like, okay, you tell me that I can't create a similar purse, right? That costs $1,000 instead of $25,000. You know what I mean, right? You have these cars. Oh, this is $1 million car. You tell me I can't create a vehicle, right? That's going to give me all the bells and whistles, and it doesn't have to have $1 million price tag, right? You understand, Julie? This is the thing. People have to understand that not because something has a massive price tag doesn't mean it's better than something that has a lower price tag, right? You can provide stuff for people that's cost effective because there's always, this is what it costs, and then there's a markup, okay? Some companies choose to give a massive markup where others choose to make it, a little easier in people's pockets. Okay? On passive is gonna make it easier on people's pockets because again, it's not about filling up the company's pockets. It's not about that, right? Because if it was, what we have would be selling for thousands upon thousands of dollars. We know this, right? We know this.
For sure, for sure. So what we've talked about so far is basically conception time to birth time, about to go on birth time. Let's talk a little bit about preparing for adulthood, right? Everything that on passive creating so far, the community is for long lasting, not just for 5 years, 10 years. We're talking about generations, 100 years to come. We're not talking about just some products. We're talking about unlimited products we'll be rolling out, physical products or digital products. That is the adulthood for me. In my mind, is that on passive, not only nurturing everything that we creating during conception time, preparing for birth time, and then now preparing for adulthood as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing. It's not, on passive is not creating a business that, yeah, we did our thing, we're good for a year, let's pack it up and let's go home now. All right? No. This is a business that's generational, right? This is a business that people can create a legacy for their families, right? And that's what you want. You don't want something that is here today, gone tomorrow. There's enough of that in the marketplace already, right? You want to have something that, you know what, I can take everything, take my all, and just put it into it, knowing that it's going to be there for generations to come. That's what I'm looking for. That's what people want in their lives. Stability, right? Most people don't like uncertainty. Yeah, there's some people who, they're different. They're just built different. But for majority of people, they want stability in their lives, right? And so this is what we have with on passive, right? We have something that is going to be stable, right? People can count on it. Knowing that you have these products that you're using and they're going to be there come tomorrow. You're still going to get the same quality, if not better, as we proceed, right? Because things will get better over time as well, right? Not because we come up with this on day one, it doesn't mean that's the final version of it, right? Things can get upgraded, technology change. So obviously we have to change over time as well, okay? And everything that we have is infused with artificial intelligence, right? So we know that, yeah, this thing is going to be there, Julie, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It's going to be there, right, for a very long time. And I look forward to seeing so many people, be able to benefit from that, right? It's time for a change. It's time for people, to be able to, get their dignity back, be able to have a better standard of living, right? Because sometimes life is short, right? You mentioned about the gentleman that passed away. I have another friend that's going to a funeral today. Like, life is short, right? You never know. And so you want to put your best foot forward. And that's what On Passive is certainly doing, creating something that we as individuals can be proud of, proud to say, yes, we are founding members in a company called On Passive. Absolutely, Julie.
Absolutely. And like you have been mentioning many times, it's exciting time. It's exciting time for all of us as founders of On Passive. It's exciting time for a lot of people who has been watching the brand grow. If you want to know more about information about On Passive, please definitely go to www.onpassive.com. November 20th is the day the World Cup begin. If you are not the founder of On Passive, you might want to look at some of the live stream that's going on there. It's amazing. We're so proud to be part of On Passive. To me, On Passive is a blessing, is a treasure, is a gift. It's no longer, for many of us, On Passive as a business, it is a movement, it is a mission, because we all know in the past 4 years, we understand the vision. We see the vision and the curtain about to open a little bit at the time. So if you are founders of On Passive, get excited, like what Michael has been saying the beginning of our conversation. Michael, I think if we could just sit here and talking about On Passive, we could do that for days. But I wanted to hear you. What is your word? I guess at the end of all of my conversations with people around the world, I like to see what's the words of wisdom for the founders, for the people who actually watching On Passive and hasn't know much about it. What's your words of wisdom?
Well, I mean, buckle up, right? For those who are founders, buckle up, right? This is a ride of a lifetime. There's no doubt about it. Again, people have been searching, Julie. They've been searching. They've been searching for a home. They've been searching, for a company that they can count on, right? Not, with a company 4 years later out of business. With another company, 2 years gone. You put a lot of time, you put a lot of money. Some companies you put your heart and soul into it, right? And gone. So people are tired. Right. I've had people tell me that for 30, 40 years, they've been trying, right? And nothing, right? People, get a good job. And after 40 years of working, they still have nothing, Julie, right? So, is that the way to go, right? When we know the majority of people who are employees, majority of people are working for someone else, we know what happens to them when they reach retirement age, if they live to see retirement age. Right? Some of them are still working because they can't retire at age 65. Some of them are in their 70s and they're still working, not because they want to, but because they have to. They have no choice, right? So, we know it's a struggle, right? But I say to all of you who are founders, you have found your home. Your struggle is over. Life is about to get better. So buckle up for that. And for those who are not founders, the first chance you get to get in, get in. Get in as a customer, right? You'll have a free opportunity to be able to do so. You get in, take a look around, and I'm 100% confident that you're going to be amazed at what you see. You're going to see what all the fuss was about as to why this company took 4 years to get to where we are now. Life is good, and it's going to get even better as we open our doors and start to sell our products to the public. So everyone, buckle up. Founder, buckle up. Non-founder, buckle up. Because On Passive is going to impact you either directly or indirectly. Why not make the most of it? Why not make the most of it? Right? So again, Julie, exciting times.
That's right. Exciting time, exciting time. And you know what? We're all going to have total freedom, right? Total freedom of time, total freedom of finance, total freedom of a great quality of life, right? So buckle up, everyone. Michael, I've always enjoyed our conversation. I'm very sure a lot of people who's currently watching this conversation also enjoy it as well. Always we have great conversation. Thanks, Michael, for just having this conversation with me.
Well, thank you, Julie. It's always a pleasure. You know, there's so much. You know, we're never a loss of words when it comes to passing. There's so much more, you know, we can talk about. But again, that'll be for another time. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for tapping in, jumping onto Facebook and YouTube to watch and to listening into our conversation. Until next time, we do hope that you stay well, stay healthy, and buckle up. It's exciting time. All right. Thanks so much, everyone.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Take care. Take care,
care,
everyone.
everyone.